I'm Howard Kellman. Our guest today is Ray Searage, longtime Pittsburgh Pirates pitching coach. We'll be back with Ray after these words. Ray Searage is our guest today. Former Indianapolis Indians pitching coach, former Major League pitching coach for the Pirates. And not only that, a man who pitched in the major leagues for 7 years. Ray, first, let's go back to your playing career. Give us your thoughts when you look back at it.
I'm going to have to remember it. We went back so far. Gosh, I still have the memory of stepping on that field at Shea Stadium for my debut. Came in from the bullpen, looked around. I got like 40, 50 people in the stands, family and friends and stuff, high school coaches. Gosh, I wish I could go back in time. And I got a bunch of questions to ask those guys again. But the awe and the hugeness of Shea Stadium and pitching against the Cincinnati Reds, who Tom Seaver was one of my idols growing up, and I faced him at the plate, and center field was 410. He hit it 409, thank God, to center field, because he's a good hitter. But anyway, it's just a lot of those memories stick with you, and the experiences that you feel on the mound and stuff, that really helped me coach my guys and try to make them better pitchers.
Well, you're from New York. Did you grow up a Mets fan?
Yes, we did. I was probably one of the idiots that ran down on the field in '73 and cut some of the grass out on Shea Stadium, brought it home, put it on in my father's lawn, who kept the lawn. You know how back then everything was immaculate, So I cut a hole in it, put that thing died in like 2 days. And then after that, I go, what the heck happened here? But we grew up as Met fan. I remember my brother and I with my dad, we went to a game, and that's when Willie Mays was on the club, and it said, we love Willie, but the Mets are number one in our heart. And it got on TV. A lot of people back home saw us. Ooh. But it was pretty good. My dad made it, and me and my brother just held it up, and we got hooked.
Cool. Now, you told me, it may have been your big league debut or not shortly thereafter, about a story with an umpire with Pete Rose when Pete was batting.
Yeah, there was a time Pete Rose was hitting. And of course, I'm young, stupid, especially coming up to the big leagues, and you think you're all this. And then the umpire comes out and switches the ball, and I think it was Eric Gregg. Yes, it was Eric Gregg. Oh my gosh, I get this starting to come clear. I go, hey, that pitch was a strike to Rose, wasn't it? He puts the ball in my glove and he goes, kid, he'll let you know when it's a strike.
That's great.
Going, oh, okay, I'm out.
And you got time
to get a base hit. Yeah, go ahead.
You got time with the Brewers, the White Sox, and the Dodgers in the big leagues.
Yes. Brewers, what a crew those guys were. No pun intended. What a great bunch of guys. You got Robin Yount, Ben Ogilvy, Cecil Cooper, Pete Vukovich, who I still stay in touch with pretty much so right now. I think he's retired. He used to be a scout for a couple of other organizations. Those guys, what a tremendous, tremendous amount of personality, professionalism. They were great. I really grew up in that short span that I had with them. It was a lot of fun. And then the White Sox was different. I met Jim Fregosi. He's what a superhuman being he was, man. He was just straightforward and stuff, and he'd always give you that little smirk after he knew the question he asked you was going to make you embarrassed. So it was cool. And then ended up with the Dodgers, where that was a really good bunch of guys. But because they were in the playoffs years before, it started to take a toll on them in '89 and '90. I remember Hershiser going down because he threw so many innings years before, and Kirk Gibson starting to wear down and stuff. So there was a lot of things that they had their day in the sun. I was trying to reboot, but I really met some good people there. Great relationships still going on.
Well, you pitched, what, about 7 years total?
Mm-hmm.
And your ERA is fine. You had a very nice career.
Yeah. I was just one of those situational left-handers, or the left-hander to come in and suck up a couple of innings when they're on the short end of the stick. So, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I have no regrets being up there. It was priceless. I, all the things that you go through up there, anxiety, fear, being mad and all that come out through your pitching and stuff. And if I knew then what I know now, dang, that would have been so much easier on me.
Well, during your playing career, did you think you'd want to be a coach and stay in the game afterward?
I didn't really come to my mind when I was playing. After a year of trying to get back from Tommy John surgery, which was tough, I went from throwing 92, 94 to 85, 86 in the PCL and getting my booty ripped up there, man. It was tough. So at 93, I got a job as a carpenter, making $10 an hour. Like, this ain't me, because I'm afraid of heights. I ain't walking on no walls, no roofs, or anything like that. So then the guy that I owe a lot to in getting me my first coaching job is George Kissel. God rest his soul. Well, there's a baseball man. He's amazing. All the knowledge he had and the way he brought things and the way he tried to discipline you and pat you on the back and stuff. What a tremendous man. He got me going with the Cardinals.
And so you were in the minor leagues quite some time as a pitching coach, pitching coordinator coach, before you got to the major leagues with the Pirates as a pitching coach.
Yeah, correct. That's your learning. That's your school. A lot of people say, "Oh, you don't have a degree." I got a degree. Me and Yuki Rojas used to go like, "Yeah, we got doctorates in baseball. You can't get this in college. We got doctorates in baseball. We know what the heck's going on. We know what to do and all yada yada." And so do a lot of other people. But we used to joke about it all the time. And that was the proving grounds. In the minor leagues, you learn how to handle pitchers. The biggest thing is relationships. That way, you gotta be able to do that because in the long run, all they really care is if you care about them. And because the other stuff is you can find a flaw in a delivery and you can fix it real fast. But sometimes a flaw goes to a positive place where this happens and the ball comes out of his hand really good. So why try to fix something that isn't broken?
Yes, and then before you went to the big leagues with Pittsburgh, you were the Indianapolis Indians pitching coach for 2 years, 08 and 09. What are your thoughts when you look back to those 2 years?
That was a blast. That was a blast, especially with Trent Jewett and Hensley Mullins. Wow. When I was my first year when I got up there, I was a little bit wired because I'm like, okay, I'm one more step away, So you want to perform well as a coach and you want to, because this is really what people are going to be looking at before you get to the big leagues. But Trent Jewett and Bam Bam, Hensley Mullins, they helped me out so much. Trent would just sit next to me and Trent will be on one side, Bam Bam will be on the other side. And I'm like, I'm really getting into my guys pitching and stuff, like, oh gosh, take it, man, get that ball down a little bit low. You got a ground ball, don't put, and they've been through the ringer. So they're putting their hand on my leg, on my arm or shoulder, like, hey, it's okay. It's going to be okay. We got this. But those 2 years, I love Indianapolis. I mean, there's so many things to do. Restaurant wise, I love the choices. And I'm sorry, but I don't mean to offend anybody, but where is it where you drive down like a cobbled road, a brick road, and you go to a place that have a bunch of strip stores and restaurants and stuff. It's outside of the, that Indianapolis type thing, but it's drivable. Vicky and I used to go there for lunch a lot because there was so many different places we could go there, and it was so quaint. You could walk around the streets, and it was really nice. It was like a little town, but I Indianapolis, the city and the fans were just tremendous. I had so much fun with them. And then the ball players, and of course, Trent and Bam Bam were major, major forces behind and helping me control my emotions as a coach.
We're looking back at Ray Searage's time with the Pittsburgh Pirates after these messages. Ray Searage, the Indianapolis Indians pitching coach in 08 and 09. Then you became the interim pitching coach in 2010 when Joe Kerrigan was fired. And, it's an interim basis, but fortunately the next year you got the job full time. Take us back to that.
Okay. Became the interim coach, and I was thinking, well, okay. I remember these words from Neil Huntington, which really have stuck in my head and is a major force. And he goes, Ray, be you. After the first game that I was coaching, it was a Sunday day game. And I'll run you back that real quick. I'll try to give you the Reader's Digest. But I remember after the game, we lost. And Neil goes, Ray, just be you. And I was like, wow, okay, that is awesome. So I don't have to try to impress anybody, just be me. And that's easy to do, So, all right, so let's go back to the beginning of the day. Okay, it's Sunday morning. We got a day game, 105, I think, because it's travel day for the opposing team. I get in there, I walk through the big doors, hang a right, and they go, Ray, come here. I'm like, okay. I'm not even awake yet, Howard. I haven't had a cup of coffee or nothing. I rolled out of bed, rolled into my car, and drove to PNC. So I'm sitting there, and there's Neil, there's Clint. No, wait a minute, John Russell.
No, yes, before Clint.
That's right, John Russell. It was John Russell. Yeah, okay. So I go in, I go, yeah. And he goes, well, Ray, you're the pitching coach. We had to let Joe go and Gary Varsho. I'm like, okay, what do I do? He goes, just do your normal stuff. Because Joe was mentoring me anyway. And even though a lot of people don't like Joe Kerrigan, or maybe he rubbed them the wrong way, there's a lot of good things that Joe taught me that, people don't really know about. Because after a day game, I go have a couple glasses of wine, some appies with him. And, we talk baseball. And sometimes we didn't even talk at all. I could tell he was so far back in his, he was reprocessing the game and trying to figure things out. But after they told me I was a pitching coach, I walked back into the coach's room, and they had already gone. So they called them either the night before or the day of, early. And they're usually early birds anyway. They're the two guys that wake up the birds in Pittsburgh because they get up so early. So that was it. And the first day running in there and being out there, I'm like, I'm the pitching coach. That being said, I go to winter ball. I go to Venezuela, Magallanes. I'm a pitching coach there. I get a call from Clint Hurdle, who has just been hired as a manager. And he goes, Ray, we need you to come in for an interview. I go, okay. Does this mean I got the job? I was a nervous question, okay? Because it was a nervous question. Didn't think or anything like that. So he goes, no, that's why we're bringing you in for an interview. I said, oh, okay, just checking. I just want to make sure. So I get up there, I went through the whole thing, and ended up finding, yeah, I got the job. So it was pretty cool, but it was pretty funny too. Here I am in Venezuela, and I got to fly all the way to Pittsburgh for an interview.
Well, you got 9 years there from 11 to
Yeah.
19. One of the things I saw you said, it's not my way or the highway, it's our way. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about what you meant by that and your approach as a pitching coach.
Well, I wanted the pitcher to have input because it is him. It is his body. I'm not inside his body and what he feels. He's the one with the emotions out there. What I could do is try to help him stay down the right path. So this way, if he does, and when he does come out of a sync with his body or the pitch, he'll know what to do and have a quick mental checklist on how to fix that. It's probably, excuse me, there's probably one thing, maybe two, the most, but these are his key points. So, and what I said is, it's not, I'm not going to tell you to do this, do this, do this, and you got no power at all for your own thought process of how you feel. And then also you have to understand where I'm coming from. It's both of us. So I'm here to try to make you the best pitching coach, but I need you to talk to me so I could get honest feedback from you so I could be a better pitching coach for you. So this way I know what you're feeling. And then I could probably connect the dots a little bit easier that way. And so that's all I meant by it.
Well, I would think one of the things that's a great source of pride to you is the way you resurrected several pitchers' careers with the Pirates.
You know, I was there, but I have to give the credit to them. Sometimes a change of scene and a different voice resonates with some guys. I was lucky enough to have that with a handful of pitchers, and if it was not for the integrity and the character of these guys, I don't think they would have had a bounce back year. They were at the point where, hey, this is a new start. I got a clean slate. Let me see what this guy has got for me. And I'm going to try to, I'm not going to sell my soul, which I preach to them all the time. Don't lose yourself. And let's see where it goes. And believe it or not, it was a one-step or a two-step fix for them. It was easy. I sometimes I go back and I go, how come nobody saw this? But sometimes when you look at a kid, you miss some things that are really obvious because your mind focuses on one or two things and you zero in, you miss the third one like a knucklehead. But coaches aren't perfect, so that's how we go.
Well, 2013, 14, and 15, the Pirates made it to the postseason each year, and especially 2013, because they hadn't had a winning season in 20 years. That had to mean so much. Take us back to that.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Pittsburgh called for a blackout. All right, so everybody in the stands is wearing black. It was amazing. What I made sure that I tried to make a mental note of when I was coming in from the bullpen, when Liriano was done warming up and everything, and it coming through that door out of the bullpen and it being in the outfield and looking at the stadium, I said, suck this in, Ray, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And just my head went 360 degrees. And Frankie goes, what are you doing? Because I made a complete circle while I was walking. He goes, what are you doing? He goes, I'm just enjoying what we got here, bro. Go out there and go have fun and be Francisco Liriano, because this is awesome. It was amazing. The electricity that was in that ballpark. And, and then Frankie comes out with, pitching a heck of a game. The other two years were very, very fun. A lot of fun. It was, here we go 3 years in a row. And I think I thought we had a good chance to continue to be in that, top echelon of being playoff teams. But due to injuries and certain other things that happened, that went by the wayside.
Well, it was unfortunate then, and you and Clint and everybody got let go, and you guys had so much success there too.
Baseball said all that. We hire you to fire you. So it was a great run. It was really fun. I made relationships with people. Oh my gosh, that I still carry on today. There's Savelli, there's Charlie Morton, there's Glass now. There's all the kids that tie on Cole. I mean, we'll shoot text messages, like once a month or maybe, once every 2 weeks. I usually congratulate them when they have a good job, a good game and stuff. And Charlie just signed that deal, that 1 year deal that he made for like 20 million. I go, congratulations, kid, you earned it. And he did, because he paid the price earlier on. So now it's coming to fruition. But all these things that are happening, there's nothing but a blessing in baseball. I am so grateful to be where I am and was for those years.
Ray, thank you so much. It's great spending time with you. I enjoyed the 2 years you were with the Indianapolis Indians. It was always a pleasure being around you, and all the best.
Howard, you are one of a kind. I had so much fun with you in the 2 years in Indianapolis. I respect your baseball knowledge and your know-how, and you also read between the lines. So I wish you continued success. And if there's anything I could do to help you out, feel free. Just ask for Searage, and I'll be there in a heartbeat, partner. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you much for your friendship.
Thank you so much, Ray.
You're welcome, Howard.
We'll be back after these words. Thanks to our guest, Ray Searage. See you next week, everybody.